Hey everybody, welcome to Shifty's Club. Today is Wednesday, and it's time to talk about the extended format. I've been waiting to do a video on the extended format for a while because, let's face it, we have one particular deck that deserves praise in this format. And that deck is none other than Plasma. Now, what makes Plasma stand out so much between all of the other decks? Well, the real reason is because you have so many more resources that you can use. I mean, take for example, you have Thundurus, Deoxys, Lugia, Kyurem, Genesect. You have several different plasma Pokemon that can be taken advantage of with things like Plasma Ball, uh, and even a few really well sought after cards for the plasma stuff like the plasma grunt supporter can be somewhat of a better draw support than another draw supporter because you basically discard a plasma card you don't need and draw 4 cards, meaning like if you carry plenty of plasma Pokemon in your deck, then you can afford to throw 1 or 2 out with a plasma grunt and get 4 cards. I mean, that's better than shuffling your hand in your deck and drawing 4 with, and or even 5 with Shauna, because at least then you are stacking a hand of 8, 9, maybe 10 cards at the same time, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm one to say that the real reason Plasma succeeds is because of a few lost and forgotten cards, and I'll name every one of them. The first one is probably the most obvious, and that is Prism Energy. Prism Energy is only be able to play it on a basic Pokemon, and when attached to him, provides every energy but only 1 energy at a time. So it's pretty much a rainbow with no drawback except for need to be on basic Pokemon. Then you have Skynero Bridge. Each basic Pokemon in play, the retreat cost is 1 less. That's pretty solid. And then Pokemon Communication, again, this is like a no drawback card. Take a Pokemon which you have plenty of Plasma Pokemon in your deck, period. Take one, show it to your opponent, and pretty much put it back in and get another one. So you have several different options in your deck, and especially the extended, you open the strategy window a lot more. And another thing, for example, you have better matchups in the extended because of all the different cards that are available to you now that weren't available to you before. Like, imagine having to play against a Landorus or a Lucario when you're playing the Thundurus and you're playing like a heavy Thundurus line. Then you have plenty of other cards you can choose from. You can choose between cards like Weakness Policy. You can choose between cards like Plasma Frigade, however you say that, and which was already available to you. But I'm just listing because everybody wants to run Skynero Bridge. No one wants to play, Plasma Frigade, and Weakness Policy is always a one-of card if you have to have it, which I don't. The real card that I use, and trust me, I use it, that card is Dive Ball. Kyurem, thank God you are a 4 of, because you can hardly ever get knocked out for 2 prizes. Thing is, he's what most of your plasma decks rely on. It's not Thundurus or Deoxys or Lugia or Genesect, it's Kyurem. Kyurem makes a whole lot happen and a whole lot faster. But having these Team Plasma Ball alongside the Dive Ball makes Kyurem that much better to run a 4 of. And it makes sure that you have a Kyurem even faster than most opponents would even dream of. Because now you have a chance to set up a Kyurem on turn 1 90% of the time. 90% of the time. That's pretty cool. Now, Of course, you've got several other cards that can really help accelerate the game. For example, did you know that Bike can aid in Thunder CX's attack? Because you are able to discard one of the two cards that you look at on the top of your deck. You can choose an energy card, keep the other one, and now you're pretty much just taking that energy card and you're attaching it to a benched plasma Pokemon. And Bike does have its qualities. Another card that I love, and this works hand in hand with Kyurem itself, is Teammates. Teammates and Kyurem should be banned from extended play. That is how good I found it to be. Hear me out. How many times do you ever see a Kyurem hitting for 50 or 60 in the active and hitting 30 on the bench? Or you have 140 to 150 damage up front. Insane. It's absolutely redonkulous how great this card is. Like, nobody understands how great this card is. With Deoxys in play and a muscle band and a laser, that's all you need. You can run Verbank City Gym if you feel like you can. If you feel like you can run a Keldeo Floatstone, by all means, that is another way out. However, some people choose Skynova Bridge in the extended format. Now, I'm not saying it's the perfect strategy, but if you go with a Keldeo Floatstone, you can afford to go Laser Bank with a Kyurem and a Muscle Band with Deoxys, which is an insane strategy because you're getting a knockout every turn until they knock you out, which is absolutely amazing for, Team Plasma Pokemon. But then again, you've got several different weaknesses that really can't be countered. Your first one is Cobalion. Cobalion will absolutely upfront destroy Kyurem in one hit. Because, Energy Press, come on. That is a one-hit knockout just waiting to happen. You have 2 energy, so 20 plus 20 for each energy. That's 60 times 2 is 120. Bye-bye, Kyurem. Oh, wow. Now, I'm not going to say that Metal type is not completely, at fault for this, but I will say that there are plenty of different cards that can be used to counter these strategies. Again, you have cards like Heatran, which do work. Heatran EX is a plasma. It is able to run, kind of the engine, not completely, but the engine. But then again, you have several of different ways of messing around with this strategy. The best being Lugia EX. So Cobalion's giving you trouble, eh? Put your Genesect out, pull up a Pokemon, hit it for 120, Muscle Band, plus your cards. So that's pretty much 170 damage right there. Now, I'm not going to be the one to say that 170 damage isn't absolutely perfect. But then again, you always get that option of a laser. The 180 damage really can spark that knockout. So that's pretty much the extended plasma in a nutshell. You have several different Pokemon, several different strategies, period, in the deck, with plenty of new trainers and just new cards overall that make plasma that much better. And in extended, I'm really looking forward to see how many players actually play plasma. And if you win a regionals or nationals with if you win a regionals with plasma in your extended deck, let me know, because I'm very interested to see what plasma lists we have that are winning regionals. Anyway, I hope you guys got as much out of this as I had fun making it. And if you haven't, make sure to subscribe and post any comments you have in the comment section down below. And as always, Hope you guys had a good time, and I'll see you guys next time at Shifty's Club.